Meghan Markle has hit rock bottom, absolutely. And it's all really down to something that's affecting a lot of people, particularly, of course, if you're of a persuasion in the celebrity world, particularly those, of course, that you thought were going to be very supportive. And more importantly, well, how can I put this nicely? This is causing a lot of ructions between her and her husband, the former well known as the Duke of Sussex, Prince Harry. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you. Thank you so much. We've all had it though, haven't we? Sorry, I'll have a wave. I am slacking, but you can forgive me, can't you? Just because, when you don't feel 100%, or if anybody's got this out there right now, you have my deepest sympathies, because a lot of people say to me, oh, Neil, why'd you carry on? I just feel better sometimes. Do you feel better? Just doing something. I think sometimes when you stop entirely and you just sit there and maudlin and feeling sorry for yourself, you think, oh, and you can't get anything together. It's best to force yourself out, isn't it? You agree? No, but it is. It's hard sometimes. You think, oh, really? But then on the other side of the coin, if you're just sitting there not getting dressed, and we've all done it, well, I can see. Yes, I can see through here. Yes, you see, you're slacking. Have a little bit of decorum at least. Yes, sit up straight. I mean, I'm speaking to you. Whatever you're doing, do look after yourselves, truly. And don't worry about me, as I say, taking the whiskey, the honey, the tablets, you name it. And when you get to bed on a night and you think, could I really take any more? No, you can't, can you? That's the thing. Whiskey apparently is one of the medicinal things, isn't it? I know rum and port are very good, but I can just about stomach whiskey. Can you? Now let's get back to your royal story. Yes, Meghan Markle has apparently hit rock bottom, and it's really something that's actually affected her on a genuine basis, because as you know, she was never really allowed to have those political leanings while she was a part-time member for how many days? 87 days or something inside the British monarchy. You see, the monarchy are not allowed to be politically biased in any way. But I often thought when you saw Her Majesty the Queen, you could really tell which political animals that she got on with. I think on a personal level, obviously we know about Winston Churchill and people like that. But, Tony Blair, I think she didn't have too much time for, I've been told. But she did kind of get on with Jim Callaghan. Apparently, they got on very well. And she liked Margaret Thatcher because obviously she must have done. She attended her funeral and she was very respectful of the very first female British Prime Minister 3 times. But apparently Meghan Markle is bereft. Well, inconsolable, according to that source, seemingly because the 47th president-elect, which is, of course, Donald J. Trump, now moving back into the White House. You see, Meghan truly believed that her leaning, shall we say, politically, would have meant that Miss Harris would have entered back in. Now, you see, the problem that Meghan has is she's running out of areas to go. I mentioned before, didn't I, that maybe Nigeria was an option, but it's certainly not trendy enough for Meghan. Where would she get those lattes from? Clever Coffee or whatever? And, you might say, well, what about Colombia? Not really Meghan's scene. Good enough to milk a sort of idea, a free sort of royal fake trip. But no, not really Meghan. She can't come back over here to the United Kingdom because she didn't like Kensington and she didn't like Windsor. According to the source that worked with Harry recently, and this is fascinating, as I say, because at the Well Child Awards, he was very, very vocal when he was on his own. Very vocal indeed. I think free from the constraints of Meghan. He spoke about the fact that she was, very concerned about the way things politically were leaning, as ever, allegedly. And Meghan apparently now just feels, well, where could she go? What can she do? Obviously, she's got another 4 years to debate this. Now, as we told you, Prince Harry really doesn't show his leanings politically, although he may have tried to persuade Meghan to be a little bit kinder to the president-elect moving forward. But right now, Meghan Markle has hit something of a slump, and some people say she dodged a bullet by not being so public in her support of Miss Harris. But she truly believes that if she'd have got behind that particular campaign, things would have panned out rather differently. Either way, do you feel sorry for Meghan? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.